Supreme Court has now said that certain issues have to be decided with a larger bench that may be necessary. This is with regards to the ongoing matter being heard by the Supreme Court as far as the Maharashtra politics is concerned. Remember, the Apex Court is listening to pleas both by the Uddhav Thackeray camp and the Eknath Shinde camp. Both. Now, this is what the Apex Court is saying in the order. Both sides should frame issues. Both sides should file affidavit dealing with the factum allegations. We request each side to prepare one compilation of papers by next Friday. So this is going to be a very crucial day for both the parties now. We are looking at next Friday. The listing is now for August 1. For more details, I have with us Ananya Bhatnagar, who's been tracking the hearing, today's hearing at the Supreme Court. Ananya, what should we now expect next? Is this now confirmed that a larger bench will be looking into the pleas of Shinde and Thackeray?
Well, Akansha, no confirmation has yet been given by the Chief Justice of India, Ramana-led bench, which was hearing these petitions in the Maharashtra political fiasco. But a clear indication has been given that the matter might go before a larger bench of the Supreme Court. A constitution bench might hear all of these issues, which include the intra-party democracy and also the decisions to split and non-split. But a very, very crucial development taking place where the Supreme Court is indicative that the larger bench might hear these issues. Apart from that, what is very, very crucial is that the court has asked for the records of the Maharashtra Legislative Assembly to be secured and to be kept, and it might call in for the same later in the day, but then it is not asked as of now, but it is asked that these records should be kept secure. The matters can be referred to a larger bench, which is a matter of time, and we'll know as and when the matter comes up for the hearing next time. But a very, very crucial development taking place. However, no kind of relief has been given out so far to any of the sides.
Right.
Interim order of the status quo still sustains, and no action can be taken against.
Ananya, you mentioned that the Maharashtra Legislative Assembly records have been requested by the Apex Court to be kept very securely and safely. Why is that so crucial right now?
Well, yes, Akansha, because any time the Supreme Court can call for these records, because it would be now deciding the larger question of law with regards to the split and non-split in a party, and whether or not somebody who has in fact defected and has formed a party in itself of the same party whether he can be a chief minister or not be a chief minister. And there are larger questions of law which are involved, and this might require the court to in fact go into the records of the Maharashtra Legislative Assembly. So that is the reason why the court has in fact asked for the same to be secured. In fact, while Mr. Sibal was constantly arguing that these records should be summoned by the court on the next date of hearing, Mr. Salve was appearing for the Eknath Shinde camp, has clearly opposed these submissions, saying that calling for the records of the assembly is a very serious matter and should not be done. But later on, the court said that the records should be kept secure. However, it is not called for the same as of now, accepting the request of Mr. Salve. So somewhere or the other, we can see that the matter might go to a larger bench of the topmost court of the country, and we can hear a longer hearing into this matter taking place.
Right.
We can also...
Ananya, it's also very apparent that CJI N Ramana is actually thinking a lot before he wants to leap, because he's quoted verbatim saying that certain issues, including split or no split, are aspects which actually require hearing. We have to think how to go ahead with this matter. So clearly the Apex Court is in no hurry, no rush to jump to any sort of conclusion, and they want to actually hear out both the parties, and which is why perhaps they've called for those affidavits to also be filed with all those details.
Well, yes, definitely the court has asked for the parties to file their response into this whole matter. And in fact, Mr. Salve was also pressing for filing a response to these petitions that have been filed by the Uddhav Thackeray camp. And we might see in the next date of hearing that a response comes in from the Eknath Shinde camp, clearly opposing what the Uddhav Thackeray camp is seeking to be. But then what is argued by Mr. Mahesh Jethmalani is very, very important, that the whole fact of the matter changes happen as soon as the chief minister resigns, even before a floor test takes place. And this is the reason that there is no constitutional sanctity into the petitions that have been filed by the Uddhav Thackeray camp after the CM had resigned, even before a floor test was conducted into this whole matter. Because remember, when the Supreme Court had given out an order for a floor test into the whole Maharashtra political situation, the Chief Minister, immediately after the Supreme Court orders were given out, had resigned from the post of Chief Minister of Maharashtra. Uddhav Thackeray had resigned from there, and later on a floor test was conducted, and Eknath Shinde was sworn in as the Chief Minister, while Mr. Devendra Fadnavis was sworn in as the Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra.
All right, so we'll have to wait for next Friday now to see what the Supreme Court has to say and whether or not the matter will be moved to a larger bench, as has been pointed out by the CJI. Many thanks to Ananya Bhatnagar and Siddhant for bringing in all those details. And with that, let's now quickly shift our attention over to